What's up YouTube? It's Machanga back with another video. If you saw my review of the HP Envy X360 13-inch, then you know I love that convertible Ultrabook and it really has a lot to offer for that form factor. But what if you're looking for something with more processing power, more powerful RTX graphics, and a bigger 4K screen? That's where the 2020 HP Envy 15-inch comes into the picture. For fellow university students studying graphic design, programming, video editing, and photography, or if you're a working professional and content creator like myself that wants a premium laptop that can perform when you're away from your PC or your Mac, this laptop might be right for you. I've been using this laptop for several weeks for school, work, and even some gaming. Before doing this review, I wanted to be sure I tested it thoroughly in my personal and professional workflow. I consider real-world use to be much more revealing than strictly running performance benchmarks. All the affiliate links with updated pricing will be listed below for anyone that wants to check this laptop out for yourself. Looking at the specs, for about $1,500, we get the 10th gen Intel Core i7-10750H running at 2.6 GHz with a boost up to 5 GHz. So this is a 6-core, 12-thread CPU. In addition to the integrated graphics, we have the Nvidia RTX 2060 Max-Q. Now, while the Max-Q version isn't the same as the desktop GPU, it performs well enough to carry the Nvidia RTX Studio label, so it's going to be great for creators and casual gamers alike. There's 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM on board that is user upgradable, so you're not stuck with your initial configuration. We have a 512GB SSD along with 32 gigs of Intel Optane memory. There's Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5, which is great for fast connectivity and gigabit file transfer speeds. The display on this laptop is a 60Hz 15.6-inch 4K or 3840 by 2160 AMOLED touchscreen with a 16:9 aspect ratio and HDR 400 support. HP claims 400 nits of brightness, and I actually found that to be true. The display on my review unit measured slightly above 400 nits and it covers 100% sRGB and 95% Adobe RGB, so if you're doing any color critical work that requires screen accuracy, HP delivered with this machine. While this display is a winner for content creators using Lightroom, Photoshop, Premiere Pro, or DaVinci Resolve, those of you interested in entertainment should be satisfied with the vibrant colors and deep blacks you get here. The display is glossy, so that's something to keep in mind if you're working near windows or watching movies or videos outside. The bezels are reasonably slim, but there is a pretty prominent chin at the bottom of the display. Not that it bothers me. Like I mentioned, this is a touchscreen with multi-touch support, so navigating web pages is fast and easy using just your fingers. My first impressions right out of the box, I was thinking just how premium, high-end, but minimalistic the Envy 15 looks and feels. HP calls this color natural silver, and it really does look great in any light. The overall build quality is great. It feels rigid with this all-metal design. The hinge feels well built and sturdy. Obviously, metal is prone to scratches, and this isn't a military-grade machine like my ThinkPad P1, so I wouldn't recommend taking it out into the field and tossing it about, but for everyday use and normal wear and tear, you should be fine. Just like the Spectre line, this sports the new 4-line HP logo. It's chrome and reflective, but it still looks sleek and unobtrusive. If you're wondering how travel-friendly the HP Envy is, it weighs 4.74 pounds or 2.13 kilograms. It is on the heavier side, but still lighter than the HP Omen 15 and Lenovo Legion 5 that I tested for work, school, and gaming purposes. It fits perfectly fine into my backpack. Since we're looking over the laptop, let's talk available ports. On the left side, we have the power port, a USB Type-A port that can charge your devices even when the machine is asleep, a HDMI 2.0A port, 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and a micro SD card slot. As a content creator, I would have been much happier with a full-size SD card reader since I use full-size SD cards in my camera, but it's not that big of a deal, and for those of you that create tons of content using your phone for Instagram or vlogging, you'll feel right at home. Moving over to the right side, here we have the headphone microphone combo jack and another USB Type-A port. This is a more than adequate adequate port selection for most consumers considering this caliber of machine. Looking at the internals, we have 2 DIMM slots that allow you to upgrade the RAM, also 2 M.2 slots so you can swap out your storage options. The Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth card is soldered, but there should be no complaints with the speed or connectivity performance. I had no issues and got great upload and download speeds with my fiber internet. We have the vapor chamber cooling technology inside that manages the temperatures of both the CPU and GPU very well. As with a lot of thin laptops with high processing power, the fans will ramp up rather quickly, but they never got excessively loud, and this machine stayed relatively cool even under heavy load like gaming and video editing. This is where you'll see the dual speakers by Bang & Olufsen. The design of the keyboard deck would lead you to believe the speakers are front upward firing, but they aren't. I was disappointed by that, and it seems to be just a design element added for style and symmetry by HP. The actual bottom firing speakers don't sound bad, but they could be louder. Overall, for watching YouTube videos and Netflix, they get the job done. The keyboard has well-spaced keys, good key travel, and is backlit for low-light typing. The overall typing experience is a good, comfortable one with good tactile feedback. I can't say it's in the same class as my ThinkPad keyboard, but it's on par with my MacBook Pro. At this size of laptop, typing shouldn't feel cramped, and it doesn't here on the NV15. The adjustable white backlight is nice and bright. We have dedicated keys for muting the microphone, as well as disabling the webcam for some added privacy. The trackpad is a good size, and it's a precision trackpad that's smooth and responsive. It's glass, so it glides nicely, and all the Windows 10 gestures I use work without a hiccup. This is a 720p webcam at the top with a camera shutter for privacy and a dual array digital microphone. Like I've said with most integrated webcams, it's laptop quality, so it'll be sufficient for Google Meets and Zoom calls. Once you're done with your video calls, you can press the physical button or kill switch on the keyboard to disable your webcam. You'll be able to clearly see when the camera is disabled because it turns silver. There's no Windows Hello technology here, so if you want a secure way to log into your laptop, you can use the included Fingerprint Reader that is Windows Hello compatible. After programming, it's been fast and accurate in my testing. So the primary reason to consider the 2020 HP NV15 is how well it performs, especially compared to some much pricier competitors like the Dell XPS 15, XPS 17, and even the latest MacBook Pro 16-inch. Before we get into the performance benchmarks, all the tasks and tests I ran on this machine happened while in what HP calls performance mode. Performance mode can only be enabled while connected to AC power or plugged in. You'll have to use default, cool, or quiet mode if you want to run off battery power only. The combination of the 10th Gen Core i7 and the RTX 2060 Max-Q, along with 16 gigs of RAM, is a winning combination in almost every task I threw at it. As a creator that edits 4K video, this laptop isn't as fast as my mobile workstation, but that thing costs twice as much. This $1,500 laptop performed better and faster than my MacBook Pro and both the Dell XPS 15 and XPS 17, which run 8-core CPUs and the same GPU. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, so your results may be a different story for a different editing software, but I was impressed. HP presented this 15-inch laptop as a content creator focused option, and they weren't far off the mark. Benchmarks are nice, but they only paint part of the picture. If you're after a versatile laptop for coding, graphic design, even engineering, this should be a top contender. Of course, the NV15 is going to breeze through normal tasks like web browsing, email, video conferencing, working with the full Microsoft suite for typing up documents and spreadsheets, and most of your coursework if you're a student. Now, what about gaming? I consider myself to be a casual gamer, so if you're a hardcore gamer that wants a dedicated gaming laptop, then you might want to check out the HP Omen 15 link below in the video description. If 1080p gaming in high settings is where you live though, this NV15 can handle it no problem. I'm not bothered by the 60Hz display because again, this isn't a gaming focused machine, but it still performs well and we got great playable frame rates in every game we tested. I have to say, HP checked a lot of boxes for me because I can easily transition from work to play without feeling like I'm missing out on key features. Before I wrap this video up, let me briefly talk about about battery life. HP claims you can get up to 6 hours and 45 minutes with mixed use at 150 nits of brightness. I got right at the 6-hour mark while browsing the web and watching videos on YouTube. If you're strictly streaming Netflix or Hulu, you can expect a bit less. This laptop doesn't have the best battery life by a long shot, but personally, since I prefer to stick with performance mode in almost every workload that matters to me, it's not a deal breaker. We have support for HP rapid charging, so once the battery does get low, you can get back to 100% in under 2 hours with the included 200 watt power adapter. So, do I recommend the 2020 HP Envy 15? I absolutely do. Not only is the price competitive, the performance bested some of the more expensive laptops on the market. This is an easy recommendation for anyone with the appropriate budget. Speaking from the perspective of a full-time college student that also works from home full-time and games a little in my downtime, this is a great all-around laptop that's priced right in my opinion. So if you can find it in stock, why not buy it? The design is modern and minimal. The screen is not just Ultra HD, but it's color accurate. The Core i7 paired with the RTX 2060 Max-Q means that this laptop works great in a variety of scenarios. The keyboard is comfortable, the internals are upgradable, there's Thunderbolt 3 and vapor chamber cooling to keep thermal throttling at a minimum. Sure, I would love a full-size SD card reader and I would like the ability to charge this laptop via USB-C, but those simply aren't big enough cons for me to tell you not to consider buying this. As usual, all the affiliate links including updated pricing will be listed below in the video description. I would love to hear your thoughts about this laptop and any others you're considering or want me to review. If you like this video and want to see more from me, hit the like button. If you feel like it, jump down in the comment section and let me know you like it. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you tap the bell icon so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Thanks so much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.